Okay, morning guys, back up in London. It's Monday morning, bright and breezy. So the start of a new week, and I'm with these lovely folk. There we go, does that work? Yeah, I'm with Haymarket today, so the media group, I suppose most known by people but for their magazines and kind of wide publishing portfolio. And so we've got a everyday creativity day today, so we're thinking about kind of the 4 major stages of creativity with a fairly small group, just 7 in the room today, but in a really dynamic, fun session. And we'll be looking at all aspects of the kind of process through creativity. So the way we do it is tend to think of the creative process in 4 stages. So here we go. So the 4 stages are: 1 is the explorer stage, the 2nd stage is the artistic phase, and then if I come down here, we're going to have the judge phase as the 3rd phase, and then I'm going to come all the way around here to the final stage, which is the warrior stage. So we're going to be looking at these 4 stages and thinking about how you, 1, create great commercial ideas or great creative ideas, and then really how do you commercialize them? So how do you turn what might seem a great idea into something that makes money for you? Because there's lots, just by the process, there'll be lots of ideas that won't make the money. And so we're all really going to focus on commercializing the creative process within Haymarket today. So good day, looking forward to it. It doesn't start for another 20 minutes. No one's here yet, so time to do a few emails, I think, before everyone arrives. Okay, Oxford Street, looking for something good to eat. See what we can find. So guys, here's an idea if you want to make something creative, sort of creative problem-solving technique, I suppose. It is really simple. What you do is you take your problem and you reverse it. So you turn your problem upside down, work at solving that, and then invert it back again. So in real simple terms, let me give you an example. Say you were a hotel and you wanted to increase the number of people visiting your hotel. You would reverse the problem. So you'd start by saying, how do I reduce occupancy in my hotel? So you would brainstorm that, work that through, come up with lots of weird and wacky ideas. How do we stop people coming to our hotel? Lock the doors, stop advertising, put a hotel full sign up outside, etc., etc. So you would work through just as many ideas as you could that would reduce the footfall, the occupancy of your hotel. And then you would, when you've done that, you go through each of those things that you've created and use them as triggers to stimulate things that you could do. So you might have written down before, lock all the doors and don't let anybody in. That would reduce it. So when you switch it around, you say, okay, let's use that as a trigger to come up with as many ideas as we can about how we could increase occupancy, because that's ultimately what we want to do. So you might say, from locking doors, you might say, okay, well let's do a fingerprint thing. So all of our clients, we get their fingerprint stamp as they come into the hotel, and they can open all their hotel doors just using their thumbprint. So it's using those sort of negative ideas to then stimulate good ideas, new creative ideas about solving a problem. We go lunchtime on Oxford Street. It's always manic, people everywhere. Another little thing that I think is really helpful for creativity is to suspend judgment. If you can get everyone to agree that no one will judge any suggestions whatsoever in any shape or form, and kind of put a coffee break in, say, okay, after coffee we can judge some of the views, but really suspend the no, they can't do that, or no, we did that and that didn't work. If you can suppress that in the first half of a meeting where you're looking at ideas and trying to develop ideas, that's a great thing to do. So my trick is to have the artistic phase and then have the judge phase, but really say to people, look, judge comes after coffee, so I'm just going to break these 2 things up. So before coffee we're going to be creative and open and explore different ideas and not judge anything, so that after coffee we can come back and be more objective about analysing the ideas and the concepts. So we've had a really good day with the Haymarket crowd, thinking about creative technique and helping them think really how to commercialise creative input, because it's one thing having loads of ideas and kind of having lots of kites flying, but actually it's about selecting the right ideas that can bring some commercial impact that becomes really important in a business where you're pressured, you're under pressure to deliver the whole time. So yeah, it's good. So we did a bit of sort of the judgment phase as we closed off the afternoon, really thinking about some specific techniques, some simple things, but ways in which a team can consider the criteria by which they're going to rate their ideas and their concepts, and ways in which they can prototype or test, or even as a team just critique in a sort of more objective way the potential success of one idea over another. So great fun day, yeah, really good. Man, this is so hot tonight. I'm gonna burn my head again. I think it got a bit burnt yesterday actually. Don't know what you think. Okay, another day done. Can I just say, my foot is killing me. I'm done with being a good Samaritan. A couple of years ago, it was snowy, and our house then was on a bit of a hill on an incline, and one of my neighbours was struggling to get up the hill. The car was stuck, and at the time I had a Land Rover, so four-wheel drive, had a rope in the car, so I pulled up in front of my neighbour to give him a hand, and started to kind of fix the rope to his car, ready to pull him up. And my car, just on the ice, on its own, just started sliding down the hill. It bashed all the way down the side of my neighbour's car, nearly ended up in somebody's house at the bottom of the hill. So at that point I vowed I would never be a good Samaritan. I was going to stop being kind to people because clearly bad comes of it. And what happened this weekend? I'd forgotten all about that, and I lent a hand to my my mates in pulling down the big marquee that we were using. And somebody, we were kind of lifting this thing, and a pole fell, a big metal pole, like a scaffolding pole, and landed right bang on my foot. Look at my toes tonight. That's not dirt. That's not because I haven't washed my toes. It's bruising. Look at this. Oh, they hurt. They hurt tonight. I've been traipsed all around London all day. So I think there's a lesson there. I think there's a lesson to stop being a good Samaritan. Yeah, don't help people because it hurts.